Hey everybody, it's Master Guys here, bringing you my review of the latest episode of Supernatural, Don't Call Me Shirley. So, this was a really good episode. It had real big plot ramifications. We finally got to see God. And what we learned with this was that Chuck was actually God all along, and that as he brought Metatron in to kind of help him with like his autobiography, he'd been God all along, and this is how he'd been doing it. And he kind of made his own safe space, kind of explained what he was doing about it. He's like, you know what, we really had a connection together when we've been writing stuff, and I kind of want you to be my editor and everything. So he's going through, kind of talking about his times, how he loves the creation and everything, and that the push and pull with his sister. He would create, and his sister would destroy. And that's part of the reason why he locked her away, because he wanted his creations to still exist, and that he loved nature because it runs without anything. And he doesn't have to be called in and everything to fix everything. And he kind of felt that his creations were kind of failures. But Metatron then just keeps pushing back at him. It's like, you're the one who left. You're the one that failed us. You were the coward. And that kind of pisses him off. He goes kind of like Old Testament God and pushes out Metatron, and he's like, I'm not a coward. He's like, well, you built this safe space. Well, why aren't you fighting your sister? I mean, what's going on here? And it's cutting back to Sam and Dean, who are working a case that's similar to the infection that was at the beginning of the season. And except this time it's amped up. There's really no cure before it gets to the point where they start killing each other and everything. And as the fog keeps rolling in and Sam and Dean keep trying to do what they need to do, Metatron and God are talking about their parts and everything, and it's really interesting to see God's character in this because he's an interesting kind of complex character. He's created the universe, but yet he's really afraid of his sister. It's like, I can do these things, but I don't know what's going to happen. It's like, she's on my level. And if we fight it out, my creations are going to be gone. But yet if he does nothing, his creations are going to be gone because Amara will wipe it out and do her own thing. It's almost like the cycle, kind of, oh god, this would be interesting if they're going with like the cycles that are also in other mythologies of death and rebirth and everything, and two sides of every coin. Granted, this universe would be destroyed for another universe to take hold and everything, which parallels Sam and Dean. They always do this kind of stuff to save each other. Granted, it's gotten to ad nauseum to a certain extent, but yet if it's put into this context, it kind of makes more sense and kind of furthers along the story. And as they're pretty much left to their deaths pretty much, except Dean, who's not affected by the fog at all. Sam's infected. All these other people are infected. God makes that choice to step in. He stops the fog. He saves everyone, raises people from the dead, and we know that something's going on. Because he did this one song that was Fare Thee Well, and I think something's going to have to happen. He's probably going to try and put it to a point where his creations will still exist, but I don't know if him and Amara will make it out, or if they will like join together or something, or if they'll both be destroyed or both locked up. I just got a very eerie feeling when he was singing that song at the end, and I really like this episode because it really has now put, and hopefully the filler behind it, that this is going to pretty much push the story forward because we've seen God now. Some kind of plan has to happen. Something has to happen with Amara. It has to be either stopped or some developments are going to have to happen as to why it's either not stopped or what's going on, because Sam and Dean need to do something, and Dean's connection to Amara is going to be critical because I think that's something kind of different, and that if Dean's connected to her in some way, it might be letting her still be alive to a degree if they do it that way, and that God might actually say that I might have to kill Dean to kind of get this stopped, because he could be anchoring her to this existence or whatnot. It's just interesting stuff like that to think about and see, and I really liked how the actor did both kind of Chuck and God, because it was kind of distinct characters, and you kind of really got the sense of Chuck and God, but also God and Chuck, and then seeing him and Metatron get together, and him digging at Metatron like, I only picked you because you're closest to the door, even though Metatron's like, you picked me for a reason. Like, no, you're the closest to the door. And seeing Metatron actually change and become more human since he's lost his grace has been pretty good. He's become more of an interesting character, not just a dick, which is usually how a lot of characters are in this series. But it's still pretty good to kind of see what's going to happen with the big clash between God and Amara. So, those are my thoughts on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.